different characters that flow the story, and they help make the story more realistic and memorable. They also relate to the audience, and the audience relates to the characters, vice versa. And examples are Harry Potter. And in Harry Potter, he's given in a very desperate situation, and he responds like a human, so it relates to the audience. His friends Ron and Hermione, it's a stereotypical boy and girl, so they're very related to the audience. Short films, for a challenge, we put no dialogue, so we would create good characters. For documentaries, a good subject would prove a good movie, so they would have a good part of their life to share.
So the conduct is the behavior of the character and requires a lot of acting skills, and it shows the characteristics of the character in the movie. Ways to express your conduct is facial expression and body language. So the examples are short film. So in short film you barely have any sounds, you just have your feelings of the character portrayed as much as possible. And documentary also requires barely any sound, so that it will show the feelings of the character as it mentions about its subject. So one movie example would be in Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. He is portrayed as an arrogant CEO, which he does a really good job by facial expressions and body language.
Context. Setting in a poem must be unique and different. Setting is as if they are two hydrogen atoms, and a poem is as if it's an oxygen atom. Together, they create water. However, separately, they could also stand alone and in unique places. When telling a story, too much details are barred. Less detail would further encourage the viewer's curiosity and engagement in the story. An example is the ending of Old Boy. Many details are given, but at the same time, many details are hidden. These hidden details further encourage the viewers to think about the ending. In a short film, details should be hidden. Hidden details spark the suspense and the problem about the short film. In a documentary, the problem must be situated at the appropriate place. Place and problem very well linked, and they create a very good story.
For conditions, basically the setting of the story, they also set the mood and theme. They help and they explain the time, location, and era, and it also helps make the movie more realistic and interesting. Some examples of Iron Man and Pirates of the Caribbean. Iron Man is set in a more future-like setting, and Pirates of the Caribbean is more historical in the past. For short films, if we were to make an evil-like film, we would set the city in such a city such as Harlem City, and put the time at night, and maybe a more dark music. For a documentary, if we were to film King Tut, we'd take it in Egypt, in a setting like Egypt at night, and with no music to give a more horror-like feeling.
So the conflict describes the core element in the movie or film. It occurs when the sense of happiness is threatened. So examples are Real Steel, when the guy ran out of money and then he tries to redeem himself by getting another robot and trying to go for first place. The types of conflict are internal conflict and external conflict.
Crutch. Objects and its interaction with the characters are very important. As you can see, the man is held at gunpoint, and the viewers are obviously suspect the object in the back. This object will play a huge role in the story, and objects are very important. Objects are very important in a story because it can change the story 180 degrees. Objects could add suspense to stories, and it acts as a great symbol. A great example would be Dragon Ball Z. The object is a very important symbol in the film, and it takes a huge role. Without this object, the story plot will not even exist. Objects love characters, and characters love objects. Without objects, none will exist.
And lastly, I did mine based on configuration, and as you can see here, I have a graph right here, and it's just the story is divided into 5 parts: exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. And the introduction is basically gives a brief background to the main character, setting, and plot. It also answers where, when, and who. For example, in the movie called Fight Club, the narrator named Norton talks about his background, personal life, and he talks about his sickness and whatnot. And number 2 is conflict, and it introduces the problem the character has to confront with, and it's kind of the start of the journey. So Norton, in the movie Fight Club, he feels kind of disenchanted with his life. He doesn't know what to do with his life, so he's trying to find truth and just some kind of purpose. And number 3 is rising action. The protagonist overcomes a number of obstacles with determination increasing, leading to the climax. So Norton meets a guy named Tyler, and him and Tyler start this club called the Fight Club that became so popular. It's really popular in the United States. But however, the Fight Club starts to become a problem, and that's where it steps up to the climax. And number 4 is the climax. It's the revolution of the climax, and the revolution of the character. And it's the final obstacle the character has to face. So since Tyler is planning on these evil plans with these clubs and taking power and forming this rebel group in America, so Norton decides to confront Tyler, and he gets into a conflict with Tyler, and that's basically the climax. The following action is where the effect of the climax and resolution of the characters take place. It gives immediate effects of confrontation of the climax. So basically here, Norton would basically beat Tyler, and Norton would save many lives who Tyler wanted to kill. And resolution is the moral of the story and closing thought. And basically, it's just basically the theme that the movie kind of portrays to the audience. And such as the movie Fight Club, the movie kind of depicts a theme of human maliciousness or some kind of potential ramifications that could be caused in current societies. And if you really want a twist in the movie, it could really give a profound effect, such as Fight Club, where Tyler is really just Norton, and Norton, whatever Tyler did, it was Norton. So yeah, you could add a twist.